We have just got done with the Barcelona Grand Prix, and despite all odds, Russell has finally managed to get the P1 because things were really not going in his favor in the past couple of races, but times changed and he has finally got it done and he'll start at P1 tomorrow. But it wasn't that easy for him because there was a tussle between him and Kimi for the sector timings, and it was really good to see because you really want to have that competition with your teammate when things are going in your favor. You just don't want it to be a boring race, although Russell would take it at this point. But yeah, he got it done and finally he has a chance to start at P1, and that's a great advantage. Now Russell do have the advantage of starting at P1, but it's not going to be that easy for him because given the traditional racetrack and the conditions, especially the heat, the drivers are going to have to endure so much heat tomorrow, and it's not going to be easy. The strategy have to be perfect. You have to pick your tires correctly. You have to time your pit stops right because it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, and it's going to be those minute changes that's going to differentiate between you and Ferrari who gets the P1. Although Mercedes does have the advantage because quote unquote they have the best machine, but it's never that easy, especially if you have Lewis at the back. So Kimi will have to fight for it, Russell will have to fight for it, and Russell does start as a favorite, but the kind of season he has had up till now, you never know. Hopefully Russell gets to convert this P1 into a win tomorrow. What a time Lewis has been having, because first Canada, then Monaco, and now Barcelona. Come on, man. It feels like his luck has changed. He's feeling himself, his hair is out, he's all bling back again in that championship mindset. He's feeling good. Whenever you hear him speak, he's positive now. Despite the Ferrari effect, he's looking forward to the future. He's looking forward to things to do with Ferrari, and yeah, it's really happy to see him like this, and he's feeling himself, and that's good for Ferrari fans because you want to see him competing. You want to see him in situation where he just wants to give his best. You want to see him in situations where he wants to perform the best, and it's not a fluke because he's just competing for it now. Like, it happened once, we would have just dismissed it, but yeah, Monaco, then Canada, and now again P2. P2 is great for Ferrari given their situation because the bad luck has been around them for, I don't know, whatever long. But yeah, Lewis has changed it and he's on a run now. He's on a run, and other drivers should be scared because you never know how the season going to go. Even though Mercedes have a big advantage right now, you never know. Ferrari might bring some technical changes or gain a strategy, and things can change eventually, especially if you have Lewis on your side. So if I was Mercedes, I wouldn't be sitting that comfortably, but I wouldn't be worried about Ferrari too, but I wouldn't be sitting comfortably because he's right there. He's in your mirror and you can see him. And if we have seen the history, I wouldn't doubt Lewis to do anything. We were all thinking to ourselves that with the real Lewis Hamilton, please stand up. Well, apparently he has, and oh boy, the drivers are in trouble. They do have something to look forward to, and especially with a 7-time world champion in your corner, you're gonna have to, something, you're gonna have to figure out things, because if you want to win, you do have the driver. You can't blame him that, okay, we don't have the best guy, despite how the things have been going on with Charles, and you can't blame him though. But again, you have at least one driver in Lewis who's performing now, and you have to take advantage of that, despite Mercedes having a great advantage at this particular situation. Even though Mercedes is far beyond Ferrari right now, but at least they have something to fight for. And Lewis is going to make life difficult for the Mercedes team because he's sandwiched by Mercedes, and I think in a particular race scenario where maybe Russell is ahead of him and Kimi is just behind, they would have to make a decision, like, do they stop Lewis or do they just go race? Because they would have to take a call, and we might know who the favorite driver in Mercedes might be, but yeah, nobody's going to say it. But let's see how it goes, because Russell is not going to give up his positions regardless. Even if he's at 3 and Kimi's at 1, he's going to go for it, I think. Charles Leclerc is probably having the worst time of his life because he was going great in the quali, but he approaches the corner and maybe understeers or get trigger happy and just crashes into the wall. He goes out of the track and just hits the wall, and it has happened too many times. And even he said that in an interview that I'm really disappointed in myself. And if you're a Ferrari fan, if you're a Charles Leclerc fan, it's really a bad time for you, because in Monaco we had the asphalt to blame, right? Because it came off like it was smothered. All right, we can forget about it, but what now? It's just have been a bad dream for Charles, and he would really like to forget it. Hopefully things goes differently in the upcoming races, and hopefully the race goes better for him, because things just don't go in Ferrari's favor. They just find a way to do something, get a technical fault, or get a penalty, or hit the wall. Something just goes wrong with Ferrari, and that's just how the season has been for them. And honestly, God knows what's happening.